wedge. That hurt my. All right, so a movement that is probably one of the hardest movements to do in weightlifting. It's called the Sots Press. There was a lifter named Victor Sots who supposedly did this with how much?
I have no idea.
I think it was like 160 or something crazy.
That's yeah.
Well, yeah. And essentially what it is it's a front squat, and then when you're at the bottom of the front squat, you're going to strict press, and it's all from the front rack. A lot of times people think that it comes from the back rack. We would just call that like a press in snatch or something like that. People do call that a Sots press, but this is actually what a Sots press is. The reason why it is such a difficult but important exercise is that it tests your thoracic mobility and stability. So your upper back, how well you can kind of manipulate the bar in a very compensated position with your other joints. Yeah. So I'm going to show you a scale that works really well for this. And when you start feeling like you're warming up, maybe you can take the exercise and change the intensity, making it more difficult. So the first thing, I've stacked 4 red plates and 2 of these blue plates. You can see I'd be right around parallel, maybe slightly below parallel. Grab the bar in the front rack, sit down, and what I can do here is actually make it really easy for myself and sit back like this and press, and I can make it more difficult by leaning into it. Okay, and then the final step would be to be able to stand up out of that. So right now we have the progression kind of set. There's 2 different variations here, or levels of difficulty. One being the height of the box, and the other being how much you're leaned into it. Because if you compress at the hip and at the knee and your ankle as well, there will be a slight lean. So you have to be able to manipulate your upper back with that lean and in that position. So what we're gonna do is, to make it a little bit more difficult, take this and go even lower. And again, I can practice kind of leaning back here, but then eventually I want to be able to lean into this and press just like that. And on that last rep, ooh, I'm going to stand. One more level of difficulty that I haven't mentioned, but I'm sure you might have noticed. I'm wearing flat shoes. Having a heeled shoe, like what Dylan's wearing, will allow you to have more dorsiflexion. More dorsiflexion would make it simpler or easier to sit upright. At some point, I'm gonna put on my heeled shoes, and we're gonna be able to do this freestanding. So we're gonna take another away. And now we're gonna be in a pretty deep squat. You can see I had to sit and then, oh God, I'm falling back. So it's already gonna be really difficult. I'm really gonna have to squeeze, pull the knees apart, pull the knees to me. I'm gonna lean back and press. Okay, that's all right. It's not that bad. Now I'm leaning into it. It's all in my hips right now. They are firing. If I relax, it's hard for me to do this. So I really have to squeeze. Okay, on that last rep, everything is lighting up right now. This is the ultimate test. It's every single joint segment working under load. Okay, so now I'm gonna add on the shoes. These are the Adidas Leistungs. I've got a bunch of pairs of weightlifting shoes that I've collected over the years, and I just kind of rotate through. Everyone asks me why I wear what shoes. I just decide that I want to wear certain shoes sometimes. Yep. The cool thing about these is they're 1 inch effective heel, I think. I think effective heel maybe is 1 inch, maybe a little bit less. Yeah. So if you think about effective heel, meaning not 1 inch from the floor, but 1 inch from the toe. Yeah. Or the space in the toe, and I think it's right around 1 inch. So these are like the most the steepest effective heel. So I'm gonna put these guys on. I'm basically now I'm adding in the heel, but now we're gonna do it freestanding. So the trick here, guys, is not to panic. Okay, getting into the bottom position and being like, oh my God, I'm so compensated. Like getting into a deep squat and being here, it's like, wow, that is really hard to open up. Yeah. Okay, what we have to remember is like, okay, how much of a difference was this to where we can wedge ourselves into this position to now here? And the answer is not much difference at all. So what I always tell people is like, find the box, even though the box isn't there.
Yeah.
Find it, get comfortable, wiggle yourself around, get used to it, then press from there. If you can't do this, go right back to the box. This is why we have progressions and regressions. There's the moment where I can't do the thing that I want to do. What was the regression? And take one step back, get better at that, and then take the step forward. Try to find the box, even though it's not there. Find the box. Okay, that seems about right. Oh yeah, now we're in it. Okay, now I can kind of sink even lower if I want and press. My hips are f***ing burning. My upper back is on fire. And I'm gonna stand up out of that position. I'm 6'4" with a 6'7" wingspan. Okay? If there was a more compromised position to do any activity in this sport, I would love to hear it. I can do this. I know that you can do it as well. Straight up, as a weightlifting coach, and I'm gonna speak for Dylan here too, I will never ever teach someone to squat jerk. I will always teach them to split jerk and maybe to power jerk if they have issues, like mechanical issues that they have to. I have an athlete that has to power jerk because of surgeries on her ankle. Squat jerking, it is the most compensated position that you could be in weightlifting, with the heaviest weight you will ever have to use in weightlifting. A competition clean and jerk, okay? If you do not struggle with standing up a clean and you then miss a squat jerk, it is likely because you decided to squat jerk it. Okay? Putting the heaviest weight that we have in this sport, the clean, and now expecting yourself to do it this far away from the actionable, the things that move the bar, the legs, putting the bar all the way here and trying to expect to do that is insane. Xiaojun, at the time of his 207, 208?
207.
207, was easily cleaning 220. We are gonna do some squat jerks here. It's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be more of a warm-up thing, but what I think you guys could take from this is your ability in the most compensated position will always make it easier to then go into something less compensated, right? Your ability to have this thoracic extension and flexion and being able to move and manipulate your body while you're in a deep squat position, that is going to translate to an overhead squat. I'll tell you, an overhead squat with wide hands is way easier than Sots pressing, okay? Your ability to just catch a clean is much easier than Sots pressing. So yeah, let's get to this absolute meme that we're about to perform. I'm gonna go jerk grip here. So for me, that is pretty wide. I clean and then I bump my hands out to right around pinkies at the mark. Again, I have very, very long wingspan, so this is very wide of a jerk grip for most people. This is where I'm gonna be going. This is the first time where I'm like, we should probably go 60 instead of 70.
50. Part of my brain even went 40 for a minute.
Okay, let's go 50.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Opa!
Yeah.
Here we go, PR squat jerk. Not even kidding.
This is to make my squat jerk 50% of my split rate.
There we go. Yeah! 50%.
My PR is 125. So I got 120 on. Got a few more lifts. I think if I make this, I'm just gonna go straight for PR.
40. Wow.
Whoa! Ah! That hurt my soul, bro.
Yeah, that adjustment at the bottom.
Oh! I gotta get mentally psyched for 126. That's how much of a meme this stupid lift is. Internet.
It's annoying.
It's annoying.
Just split jerk it.
Ah!
Come on!
Come on!
Oh!
Yeah!
Butter.
It's not that bad.